G'day Spurs fans, maybe England fans as well. Paul Hotspur Hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. Might be a fairly quick one, this one. I feel decidedly uninspired by the game I watched this morning. I woke up just before kickoff, so it's too late to do a watch along for it. And I'm kind of glad I didn't really. I mean, look, I think our best player was Bellingham by miles. He was really good, and it's one of the things, I don't know why it's this thing that managers seem to do these days is just take your best player off. I mean, what, saving him 5 minutes or 9 minutes with the added on time? What if something happened? But something didn't happen. But yeah, Bellingham was great. Scored a goal, which was all right. I was just waiting for that moment where England start exciting me, man. It's so rare. It really is so rare. I can probably count the times on one hand in my lifetime where England have got me going. But you know, the second half, I mean, that was terrible. I mean, Serbia, they definitely upped their intensity in the second half. It looked much sharper. Pickford actually had a good game. I mean, he did what he had to do when he was called upon, so that was all right. But the thing that was frustrating about the second half was, I mean, I don't know if they had fish and chips, a mug of Ovaltine and a sleeping pill at half time. But, and I don't know if this is bullshit, but I heard somewhere, probably when I was a kid, that like some dinosaurs were so big that if you dropped a rock on their tail, it would take them 20 minutes to go ouch because of the distance the nerve impulse had to travel. And I'm thinking, is Gareth Southgate's optic nerve made out of dinosaur tail material? Because it was so clear that we needed some injection of legs or something. We looked buggered, absolutely buggered. I'm not even sure that we were trying to park the bus. But, you know, every time he showed a close-up of a player, they looked, you know, really, really heavy breathing. And they hadn't been it wasn't just after a sprint or a run, it was just they looked buggered. Maybe we'll warm up into the rest of the tournament. But it took Gareth Southgate forever to make a change. And when Conor Gallagher came on for, was it Declan Rice? I thought he did all right. You know, he at least he had a bit about him. But it was still a bit nervy there, still a bit nervy. Serbia did have some chances. And I'm just, I don't know. I think the way any team really can play against England is let England go 1-0 up and then you'll win the game. And I think England were fortunate that Serbia weren't on it a bit more towards the end of the first half and more of the second half. But man, look, it's not the first. Look, it wouldn't be the first time that the winning team in a championship started slow. I mean, look at Argentina in the last World Cup. They just got better and better and better. So that's still possible. We could improve each game. What I'm nervous about is, and I haven't looked at the table, this is something the commentator said, so I'm taking their word for it, is that now England need just 1 point to get through to the next round. And I have nightmarish memories of the World Cup 6 years ago where this sort of thing happened, where we were a shoo-in to qualify. And what we did was we played for a draw to finish second in the group. So in theory, we get the easy run to the final, which came to a screeching halt when we came across Croatia in the semi-finals. And I just really don't think that's any way you can approach a tournament. So I'm hoping in the next 2 games that we're going for 6 points. I don't want to see the B squad get a few run-ons. You know, I mean, it's fine to replace players on form or injury or something in particular. But I remember that Belgian game where there was wholesale changes, and it was terrible. It was terrible, and it was really, we don't care if we draw this game. We don't care if we draw or lose. It doesn't make any difference. And man, that's not a winning mentality. It's something England have lacked quite a bit in my lifetime. Always flatter to deceive. Really, the only time, the times I've been excited about England would be 1990 1996, and for some reason 4 years ago when we were in the final. But there again, you let England go 1-0 up, and I don't know, they either lose their mojo. I'm hoping today was an aberration, you know, just that they've got to get a bit fitter, a bit match fitter. I don't know if they've been, you know, off to Ibiza since the end of the season or something like that. But yeah, uninspiring, man, uninspiring. Like, it's going to happen again, isn't it? It's going to happen again. I mean, before the tournament, there was the usual talk, it's England's golden generation, which I've heard that every 2 years. Every 2 years it's our golden generation. On paper we've got a great big team, we've got a great team, and then you hear that the England's are favourites to win. It's like, well, yeah, you know how stupid betting works. Of course England are the favourites, English bookies. I mean, you know, so we'll see what happens on Thursday. But nervous times. It was a good catch game. I hope that's the first full game I've caught in this tournament. In a few days' time, I'll be able to catch more, and I do want to do watch-alongs. Thanks to all those people, by the way, who've been subscribing to the podcast on Amazon or on Spotify, or you know, iTunes, or your favourite podcast player. I'm trying to get that going. That would be a nice thing to do, and you know, hopefully help people out if they want to listen to it while they're going to bed or driving or something like that. But I haven't seen Gareth Southgate's press conference afterwards, and I haven't seen any press or match reaction. I haven't bothered looking at it. I'm assuming it will kind of be negative. I mean, Phil Foden, I think he's a good player. So I don't know quite what was up there. You know, I guess every player has a duff game once in a while, and it would have been nice if Grealish was available. I know maybe not a starter, but when you got 15 minutes to go, I think Grealish really injects a bit of speed into the squad. But Gareth knows best. He's the manager, isn't he? So that didn't happen, and I would have loved to have seen James Maddison out there as well. But oh my lord, I'm gonna have a look at the papers. They're not even called papers anymore. I'm gonna have a look at the Fleet Street Meathead Hack press. But I mean, sometimes they're a bit over the board negative as well, just to create drama and sell stories. I might have a look at the Spursosphere, see what people out there reckon. But I'm not impressed yet. We ain't going to win if we carry on like that. But it's early days, and at the end of it, a win's a win. Wins are wins. It's nice to get 3 points on the scoreboard, so we don't have to go through the whole clenching exercise as we've done in quite a few tournaments of whether we'll get through to the next round. That's probably off the table. We're going to get at least 1 point. I mean, come on. But football's a funny old game. Anyway, till next time, folks. Peace and love, man, and come on, you Spurs, and come on, England.